The NBA is the biggest basketball league in the world. Nothing comes anywhere near it, so obviously it's becoming a lot more popular around the world, in Africa, parts of Europe, especially given the rise in talent in Europe. We're seeing a lot more people start supporting teams in the NBA. See, me personally, I'm British. I'm a Wizards fan. Okay, I get it, we're not good, I get it. Okay, I get it. I have a reason though, but you have to learn that one later. You've read the title, let's find you your dream franchise. First things first, we've got to go into the different reasons why people support their teams. Reason one, favourite player. A lot of people support their teams because their favourite player is on that team. People support the Bulls because MJ was on the Bulls. People support half the teams in the NBA because LeBron's a journeyman. But why you support a player is up to you. For example, if you're Serbian, shout out all my Serbian guys, subscribe. I love you, man. Word to you, man. You man are cool. If you're Serbian, most of them support the Nuggets because Nikola Jokic is the greatest Serbian player of all time. Funny thing about Nikola Jokic. He has taken 7 game-winning shots since the 18-19 season. By game-winning, I mean the last 10 seconds of a game, he took a shot to win the game. That is more than LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, and Joel Embiid combined. That's my MV3. But another reason to pick a player might be a stylistic thing. You might like their style, you might like how stylish they are. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the OKC. You have Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You have Devin Booker. You have Kuzma. You have Kuzma. You have Kuzma. You have Kuzma. Actually, it might be a play style thing. Like, a lot of people like the Warriors because Steph Curry's there and they love shooting three. You know, Steph Curry revolutionized the three-point shot. People love dunks, so they support the Grizzlies because of Ja Morant, or they support the Pelicans because of Zion. So that's the first reason. The first reason, like we said, was the players. Second reason is because of the team. The play style of the team, the aura of the team, the style of the team. I'm gonna go through all the important teams in the NBA and give you the style and the reason why people support them, really. The Lakers are flashy. Everyone roots for them to lose. Golden, they have a lot of free agency signings, and they're just showtime. The Warriors spread the ball, they have threes. They run a system, they have this championship aura. The Bulls, they just had Michael Jordan, that's their whole thing. They had Michael Jordan. The Grizzlies are about the grind, getting under your skin, confidence, talking brash. Pelicans are fun, they have loads of different styles, but they still have that hustle and that dunks, you know, with Zion Williamson really bringing through that Louisiana. The Wizards are the greatest team of all time. The OKC, now I'm joking about the Wizards, they're not the greatest team of all time. They're probably not even a playoff team, to be honest. They're probably not even a play-in team. I'll tell you why I support the Wizards in a sec. The OKC are youth and fun right now, but in 2 to 3 years, they will be very, 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 very good. But that's if you're a gambler. The Nets are good right now, but in the next 5 years, I have no idea where they're gonna be, because KD's cool and all, but he's getting a little old. So next 5 years, you don't know. But I guess Jay-Z used to part own them. If you like Jay-Z, support the Brooklyn Nets. The Cavaliers are young, they drafted LeBron, that's a big thing for them. Ohio fans are crazy, but they still have a good team, even though they're young. So in the next 10 years, they could rule the NBA. The Clippers have never quite won anything. There's the most almost team in the NBA, almost. I mean, they've literally only made 1 conference finals in their whole history, which was 2 seasons ago. So I don't even know if you can really call them an almost team, but they're good. Right now they have PG and Kawhi, 2 good players, amazing defensive players. I mean, they have my favorite player of all time, John Wall. If you love me, support John Wall. The Suns are arrogant as hell, but they're fun, and Devin Booker is a generational talent. He's got one of the purest shot forms in all of basketball, from the mid-range everywhere. The pull-up jumper is probably my favorite pull-up jumper in the NBA right now. The Hawks have Trae Young, that's it. Atlanta's a pretty cool place though, so they have a lot of attitude, you know what Atlanta's like. Original trap music. Yeah, that's exactly what you'd expect from Atlanta. Trae Young, attitude. Now the Knicks, if we're talking about lunatics, you support the Knicks. If you're crazy in the head, you support the New York Knicks. They have the mecca of basketball in MSG in their arena. but their fans are absolutely wild and crazy.
Bing bong! Tell me, little son, KD, don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks?
The Toronto Raptors, they're in Canada, I guess. They have a good coach though. They have a really good coach in Nick Nurse. But I guess their whole thing is that they're in Canada. But if you're British, OG Anunoby, the only good British player in the league, plays for the Raptors. He probably will be traded, so if you want to follow him around, you can. But he's born in London, so. Trailblazers, yeah, this is just Dame. I don't know what else there is in Portland for anyone. It's just Dame in it. I don't know anything about Oregon. Oh, the Nike headquarters in Oregon, so if you like Nike for the Americans, I guess. The Heat culture is all about work and system, and they've had Eric Spoelstra since like 2003. And he's one of the best coaches of all time in the NBA. Pat Riley, one of the best GMs of all time in the NBA. So if you want a good system, something that you won't spend too long in the lottery, even if you're a bad team, and you want consistent W's, support the Heat, but you might not always win. Sixers. The Philly fans are obnoxious and loud and hate anyone that leaves. They even boo their own players. But they're obnoxious, and their players are obnoxious. Joel Embiid, James Harden, obnoxious talent for an obnoxious team. But they're a good team, so I can't hate. Bad coach though, Doc Rivers, bad coach. Pacers are up and coming. They've got one of the best young point guards in the league. The racing team, which actually fits because the Indy 500 in Indianapolis is in Indiana. So if you like the speed and young talent and movement, you know, Benedict Mathurin, fast pace, then I guess you got to pick the Pacers. The Bucks have Giannis. I don't know anything else in Wisconsin. There's the UD in Wisconsin. I know Johnny Davis used to go there, who's his player. But yeah, I don't know anything else in there. Green Bay Packers, American football team. Rodgers, yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I got a bit of brains in there. And the last one I want to talk about is the Pistons. The Pistons are all about grit, grind, but in a bad way. You know, the Memphis Grizzlies are all about hustle and grit, grind, but the Pistons are all about a little bit of cheating. Throughout their history, they've been quite naughty people. Malice in the Palace happened in Detroit. Obviously the bad boy Pistons, Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Thomas, hated people in the NBA, play for the Pistons. The other team I know that isn't that hated, but that might just be because they're not good, but they're young. So we'll see what happens and what personalities they develop. And everybody else is way too long to go through. So I would recommend you pick one of those teams, personally, that I said. Obviously, other players and other teams I haven't said, like the Nuggets, the main reason is Nikola Jokic, and they're a good team. But there's nothing really interesting about anyone else. So I'd recommend one of those teams unless you have another reason to go to. The most important reason for me, I think, is geography. Like, I'm a football fan at heart, really. I'm a soccer fan, if Americans want to call it that, at heart. So I think it's always important for geography. I could never have supported a team that isn't in London because I live in London, and I don't understand people that support teams in Manchester when they live in London. It makes no sense to me. You go to one game every 5 years. Stupid. So I think if you're American, obviously, pick a team where you live. Makes sense. But for me, finally, I'll tell you the reason I support the Wizards. Because my aunt lives there. My aunt lives near DC in Maryland. So I guess I just have to support the Wizards. And I like John Wall, but they've ruined my life consistently. But at the end of the day, me and you, we're both idiots. And that was your guide to picking an NBA team. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you, man, in a bit. Boom.